Hello, everyone. We are back for the final race of the evening. JosephJoestar316 versus dlimes13. I hope you're all super excited for this one. I'm joined on commentary by Mayu. Welcome.
This is like the first time we commentate together ever.
Yeah, this is the first time, right?
Yeah, because we couldn't figure it out before, basically. Okay, you giving them the countdown because I can't.
I have. I'm just going to refresh my
Oh,
restream viewer. There we go.
timer.
I'm a professional.
There you go, and maybe get some audio as well.
I'm a total professional.
Okay, but enough of that. dlimes13 has a pretty respectable record. Suddenly is 8-0 versus JosephJoestar, who only has one loss yet, and therefore is 7-1.
Yeah, Joe's had an amazing run in V League. I don't think anyone would have predicted how well he's actually done, and obviously there's the asterisk next to the win against Platonic. But even in that race, he played out of his mind, and like, I mean, even Platonic would say Joe had a damn good chance of beating him, even without any problems. And these things happen in the race, and it's turned out well for Joe. Can he beat dlimes on a good day? I think he can.
It depends. If Limes has a bad day and Show a really good day, I think he can. But we both know what the beast Limes is.
Yeah, great player, one of the best in the world at this category, at this game in general, at
Get a
Metal
left
Gear.
side Olga, by the way. And both get her to loop. Really nice.
Yeah, Joe doing the cheeky opening shot and everything. That's really good stuff.
He missed one shot at the end, but still.
You have just enough time if you're going for like the fast reflex where you're gonna get her as soon as she puts her head back up. You do have time to get an extra shot if you miss. So that was kind of lucky for Joe. It's just the kind of luck he needs, really.
True. Against Limes in... And he got a death drop.
Huge David Wildstar off the ledge there. We've seen a lot of those in League, right?
Yeah, that's true. We've seen actually a lot. We also had a statistic which side got more death drops, but I forgot. I guess it was left side who got more.
Yeah, left. It was left side. Is your dav drop side?
In the race between you and Mac, it was he got the death drop and you didn't.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, but they're just making their way down the ship to get these pictures of Metal Gear, because if you didn't know the story, which I just don't think you know, so the story is that they got a new Metal Gear and yeah, you have to get evidence that they actually have this new Metal Gear, and both going for the swag strat. Both shooting out their radio.
Yeah, Joe tends to adopt the faster strats, so he'll always generally go for whatever the best stuff is. Like, he's a pretty swaggy player, really.
And a really meme player as well.
Yeah, for sure. He does stuff like the parries versus Solidus, which is like a lot of risk for very little time save, but he's also quite consistent with those kind of strats, so we'll definitely see him do some cool stuff.
Neither blow up the ship, no codex either. PTSD to my race.
It's kind of funny because you talk about like blowing up the ship, and we haven't seen it that often, but every single time you get to that sensor, in your head you're like, I'm gonna blow up the ship. This is the time, and then you just do it successfully. But
especially on very easy, if you go too close to the sensor, Otacon will call you and be like, hey, there are explosives, but I get rid of the sensors first. I don't know. Is it on every difficulty or
no? On the higher difficulties, you just blow up.
Okay.
so it kind of like fully saves you once you can't get into the sensors without the codec going off on very easy. So in a way, it's a It's a good thing. I think the time save is probably a lot more if you actually blow the ship up, but still don't want to see it. Easy
I'm
done
glad
though.
no one did it. Lime's having a really nice guard rush. Joe also with a pretty good guard rush. He had a bit of struggle with the guard behind the box at first, but
Yeah, they were both really fast guard rushes, but
yeah.
that's like the level that they're playing at. Lime still managed to like eke out an extra second or so out of the guard rush, but both of those were absolutely superb.
These are two textbook guard rushes like you want to see them. And now the holes got us all at one point.
Even Limes, everyone, and Joe's taking it safe, and I don't blame
Yeah,
him because yeah, as I was saying,
definitely not.
every single person has had a game over in the hold. Every single person in VE League, which just goes to show you that instant game over if discovered can lead to all kinds of stuff.
That was a good job.
You hate this situation. Oh, this is so scary. That
Oh
second
my god.
roll. Oh,
My heart stopped for a second, to be fair.
that second roll it was so
Yeah.
unnecessary and put him in such a bad position. Cursed holds. I'm gonna give my restream a little refresh,
Yeah.
but very, very cursed holds. Which is
Holes are
part of the
such a
course.
scary place. It's such a scary place. You are just so glad once you're out. It's like if you will hear my mic every time I'm out of holes, I'm just giving out a sigh of relief because I'm finally out of there.
I think everyone does. As soon as you hit that computer and start uploading your photos, you're just like, ah, I'm
Yeah.
out.
I mean, I can confirm it for you and vice versa. I don't know how other runners do it. But it's like, it's a nice feeling just being out of there without a continue.
Absolutely. Joe's keeping up with Limes well. A couple of seconds between them. That's pretty standard for this point in the game, but no one would be unhappy with either of those holds. Or
I mean,
tanker, should I say.
I would have freaked out with Joe's holds to be fair, but he managed them. He managed that really nicely.
I think there was a bit of luck involved with the way the guard
Yes.
stood up. He should have seen him against those
Yes.
boxes when he did like a fully north roll into them. Oh my god, my heart stopped.
Same. But yeah, both entering the node. Not nerd. Sorry, guys. Both entering their names into the node. We are at the beginning of. You go ahead.
There's no real time save to be had here, but we will see two different strats. Joe will mess around with the forklift and let the guard shoot him, and Limes will go and get the M9. I don't think we'll see a non-lethal Fat Man from Limes. I
Didn't
think he's just
Joe's
getting it for the
stream
sake of it.
just froze, right?
I
Oh,
hope
there we
that's
go.
just on my end. No, that seems fine.
Yeah, it seems fine again. Good.
Yeah, so Limes is picking up this extra M9 ammo. We got the 2 boxes of it as well. As we said, there's no time to be gained here. Would people just meme around basically?
Yeah. And everyone does differently as well.
It's the enemy. It's the enemy.
But it really looks like Joe is dropping frames for some reason.
Yeah, big time. I'm not sure if that's on my end or the server's end or. Yeah, we might see a Lime Meringue full teleport like he did during his race. It was like he was charging a cannon up and then he would just zoom through the game. It was amazing.
Yep, it was.
Now I know that Joe has just implemented turbo, as in today. So
Yes, he just sat together with someone and just implemented turbo there and everything.
as we know from when we implemented turbo ourselves, it can cause some mishaps as you're getting used to it when you have it off and on in the wrong places, and it does take a bit to get used to. So it's very brave of him to put it on today and then go into a race.
BMN just said Joe dropping big time, just checked out EMP myself. That's not good and we hope this will fix itself. Now he's zooming. Now he's zooming. Now he's dropping again. I was hoping we see a funny zoom, but
Hopefully it will.
beginning of plant up to Stillman, not much happening. They explain a lot of the game mechanics because you can either go tanker only, or plant only. And if you choose to go plant only for your first playthrough, you kinda still need a tutorial to get used to everything you can do in the game.
Yeah, it does actually change Strut B slightly. It gives you like a little gun tutorial. So it affects the IL. But you also get a different codec right at the start in the deep sea dock. The kernel says something different if you do tanker plant or plant. And that's the extent of my game knowledge. I just play this game fast apart from that.
Same. And we can the four solid speeches. Everyone of knows them in and out. That's also some things.
Yeah,
Now
Joe
we're
zoom
gonna
in.
zoom
Joe
in.
zoom in. He's catching up. This is the way to beat limes. This is how you beat limes. You just need to activate a speed hack.
Who's there? Who's there? Enemy sighted.
Damn, I should have done that in my race with him.
Yeah. I should consider that next week. Because next week I'm facing the beast itself.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a hard match. Like he has had one bad game. Let's call it that. He's had one bad game, by his standard in the whole of League against Plywood, and I'm pretty sure it would have beat my run I just did. I'm pretty sure it was a low 103, and that was like the worst he played. So as we say, like Joe has been consistent, but Limes is the real story of consistency throughout the league so far.
Being consistent good and being consistent limes are different beasts altogether. Trust me.
I know it's hard for me. We started playing this game at the same time, like literally at the same time.
But it's the same story with me and Mac, to be fair, with me and Makarov. We also started roughly the same time and he's just zooming away from me.
I've got bad news for you then, because that means Makarov is the new Limes and you're the new me. I'm sorry for you.
I guess I would have taken the new limes, but happens.
We're gonna see one cartwheel down the stairs from both, and that's the cool club. Did I hear something about someone doing 2 cartwheels earlier?
BMN was saying something about that Joe has to convert to the 2 cartwheel club, but he didn't do it.
No way.
Luckily.
Not a chance. Maybe Joe will convert to the D-pad club possibly in this race.
Ooh, hopefully. By the way, Platonic said, imagine being a new Apache. If you look at my races, the better my time gets, the more I look like him in my races. Runs.
Yeah, you didn't hear it, but they were literally saying that on the commentary. They literally said that multiple times. But Limes did the really cute pickup where you run completely south and cartwheel and land on it and let like the pipe push you into the correct position. It's a really precise line. It looks very cool when you pull it off, and it obviously saves you
5 seconds if you miss it.
Yeah, it's rough if you miss it.
I rather take like the 2 seconds walking around and picking it up on the way back.
This is an area of the game where Limes, Platonic, and I'd say B-Man, and nowadays as well, Plywood too, they tend to just be able to get a lot of time on their opponent with really clean lines. So they'll execute every single room slightly better than everyone else, and they'll begin to pick up some real speed on you. You can take for granted how important the like micro movements are in this game.
Tell from it's something that Limes and Plywood always Limes and Platonic will always say VR makes you a better player, and you can definitely see it with Limes and Platonic. They really go through a lot of VR, and you can see like how clean and good their movement is.
Yeah, having good control of riding is quite a tricky character to get really good with. There's a lot that goes into it. Yeah, it's not just like a case of you just run and spam the X button as much as possible. It really was back in the day when I first started running this game. people were just cartwheeling constantly. They never stopped. Like you'd start a room, cartwheel, 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 and
This is
nowadays
yeah.
it's more of a science now.
When I learned the game, someone who is right now commentating with me banned me from cartwheeling until I kind of got a feeling for Ryman. And I guess it was a good choice.
Yeah, I think it's something that attracts a lot of people to running the game in the first place. Is the fact that it does look cool. It does look cool.
Okay, but we are talking about we don't really talk about the race right now. So,
It's okay. It's the bomb disposal section. This is the part for Riff. I mean, how many times can you say they're moving really well when defusing the bombs?
Yeah, okay, true.
Oh, we can mention the strut C if you want. By the way, in the past, we used to do this in a different order. I'm joking. I'm not really going to do that, but.
But yeah, I used to do this in a different order. I guess this is mentioned like every time, so we can just like let it slip once.
I sometimes forget in this section.
Yeah,
I
but you
sometimes
also
forget.
used to forget where to go.
Yeah, I do that too.
Trying to get a PSG1 instead of defusing a bomb in startup. Happened before?
Yeah, it's happened in a league match as well. Not to me, but it has happened.
Yeah.
They both did the cute cartwheel into the sensor.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to do. It's so easy to mess that up. And like all your time save,
do it.
all your time save is coming from executing that cartwheel perfectly.
Now they're just making their way back because they got a call, hey, there's another bomb in the deep sea dock where you start the game. And now they have to backtrack all the way back to Strut A, then go to the roof, and from the roof down to the deep sea dock. But they're actually just a bridge behind. Joe is keeping up so well right now.
Yeah, I think he's playing really well. Week on week, Joe's movement in this game has improved as well. And
Yes.
as we were saying, it is super tricky to get used to. And Joe's really put in the grind. I think versus most players in the league, Joe has probably practiced. He's definitely up there as one of the highest in terms of how much practice he's done. It's probably like him and Makarov who've done the most.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I can't know what everyone's doing at all times, but generally, when people are practicing, they'll be in the Discord, they'll be live. You can see what people are up to.
Yeah. For Joe, he like almost every day he's streaming, which is almost every day. He puts at least one run of MGS2 VE in.
Wow, does Joe stream on Twitch? What's his channel? I should check that out.
His channel is long named Joe316. Not just kidding. It's on screen. It's JosephJoestar316.
It is a really good streamer, so definitely
Yeah,
worth checking out.
Can recommend. Platonic, please. Can we just do that?
I'm sure it'll come up at some point. So Limes is up to Fortune. He's slightly ahead. He's probably about 10 seconds ahead at this point. He's doing his setup. This setup's really important. I'm sure you've heard us say before, but we must get Fortune to blow up that forklift. We do that with the 3-punch setup. It looks sus, that, right?
Yeah, he moved. And hopefully you won't see it, but this little step he did, like a 1/4 of a step, can mess up the whole setup we're doing.
Yeah, he's fine. Oh no, he's not. He's not. He's not. He's really not fine. I take it back. I'm sorry, Joe. He's not fine.
Oh no! And this is. Oh god.
All that time between the first time he got knocked down and her shooting the light, that's all time loss. So probably like 5 seconds-ish.
She at least instantly shot the barrel. She's at least live with that one now.
I think this is a room that can absolutely be taken for granted, especially by if you just watch this run. If you don't do the run yourself, maybe you played a bit of Metal Gear. It's really not obvious how precise it all is to get the actual time save, and it's a huge deal, the overall time save. Joe could die here for messing around, but that would be his style.
I really don't.
He could also
Hopefully.
get the bleed bug, which would be really fun to explain, right?
The bleed bug is something which, funny enough, happened to me in a PB attempt a while back. Where, if you go into the bleeding status, which is if you're under a certain amount of life, the game can start lagging out and you play with like 1 frame per minute.
Yeah, and if it does happen, if we ever do see it, and it only happens when Ryan's at orange health, it would look like the player lost a lot of time and they would RTA, but the game's IGT would still count the same, so they wouldn't actually lose any time for any of the time they spent lagging, basically. But hopefully we don't see that. That's another one. I don't think we've seen it in V League yet, so
We will
hopefully we
not
don't.
see it.
The general area you get it at is Fortune.
Exactly. Because Fortune is a bit RNG if she hits the barrels or you. She can hit you several times in a row. It's, I would say, one of the hardest RNG fights in this game.
Yeah, I mean now with the modern strategies, the variance is down, but you can still like lose 4 seconds, and you can do everything right and lose 4 seconds against your opponent. So it's yeah, still a bit of an enigma. Now Limes is going to go for a setup that was found by PGSD. Another one of those setups that was found accidentally, but he'll land in a prone position where he can instantly get the fast bomb. Fast bomb saves about 1.25 seconds. And you want to get all 4 bombs during Fat Man as fast bombs. Just going with the new Fat Man setup, that looked clean. Fast bomb 2. Fat Man goes south, but he doesn't get very far. Final bomb, is it fast? Yep, that's 3.
Oh, that's 3 fast bombs, and for the 4th one we have a setup where we move one step forward, then pick up Platman, and it's guaranteed a fast defuse as well.
Yeah, that looked exceptionally clean from Limes. Joe's Fat Man
Yeah.
looks really strong too.
And also fast bomb. I did not see the second bomb. Oh no, Joe!
Yeah, all look good. Shame about that little
Menus.
menu
Yeah,
kerfuffle there.
the menus can be really hard to execute fast sometimes. I really struggle with the menus in this game because they're something you really have to get used to.
Yeah, there's a slight delay when you open the menu. It's like, less than half a second, but it's persistent across every single menu. That menu lag doesn't exist in Twin Snakes. So you find when Twin Snakes players come to Metal Gear Solid 2, they absolutely hate the menus.
Yeah, and that's completely reasonable and relatable. Now Limes is dropping, or
I don't know if that's on my end or his end.
I mean he's lagging in. No, if okay, he did not. He apparently did not crash because he wrote "fuck you, platonic guy," which I think he just used.
Okay, they've both paused. We're gonna get them back.
I mean, I just saw Joe pausing on the bridge for 1 second. For 1 second, I really thought Joe would just go like analogous for life in the chat, not gonna lie. We try to figure out this little.
Yeah, just got a little bit of problem with the back end. We'll get them back in a moment. I'm just gonna throw it to intermission really quick and then bring the screen back. So we'll be back in just a moment. Hello everyone. Really sorry about the delay here, but we're going to get them going just in a second. I'm just going to make sure they're both ready.
Both ready? 3, 2, 1, and they show. And there they go. Timer.
Yeah.
And it's
So yeah, I'm really sorry about that, guys. We just had a little bit of problem with the back end. It would have been fixed sooner, but we needed help.
we needed confirmation. Our stuff was going to work like that, basically. Yeah, both of them are right now in shell 2. Question mark, I always confuse 1 and 2, not gonna lie.
They're in shell 1.
In shell 1. They're in shell 1. That's totally what I said.
It's okay, we're good at this game. We know what we're doing. Lime's doing the new Claymore strat, but he's also doing the right side, which is a little bit more difficult to pull off. It gives you a lot less leeway.
Joe going for the new Claymore, but the traditional new setup, which is going left.
Yeah, they like high-fived each other there, so
Yeah. It's
there's a little bit of a gap.
close.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a gap forming, but pretty close. And of course, we'll see a bit of a change at good old Ames here. Give us your predictions then on Ames. What's Lime's gonna get?
He's gonna get Northwest and Joe's gonna get God Ames.
We'll certainly see. I think Limes will pause buffer. Controversial strategy.
Yeah,
there we go. So you don't actually lose any time here from a race standpoint. You lose time in real life because it's RTA. But worst possible aims for a pause buffer. That's the worst place you can be if you pause buffer.
Okay, we can still hope for the God Ames for Joe, so I'm at least right with 1. Never mind me.
It's not bad though. He'll definitely save time.
He will definitely save time over Limes for that.
Much needed bit of time saved there for Joe.
Send backup. I have an unknown target here.
He shoots that guard so early at the elevator.
I just thought like, wow, that was early.
It's completely safe. It's just like, ugh. I don't like to see it.
I don't like it that early. I will always wait a little bit. But Joe also shoots him pretty early. I to be fair, always wait for this little bing of the elevator to power up, because that's still completely safe to do it there.
Oh, Limes falls with going for the aerial stereo. Fails it. He shot his gun because he was mad about that too. a little bit early, that one.
And this gives Joe a little bit more to catch up on him. They're giving each other a high five in Strath Warehouse again.
Yeah, that's one thing we haven't seen Joe implement, is those new cartwheels up staircases. And I'll tell you the reason he hasn't right now. The only way Joe will ever learn of a strategy in Metal Gear Solid 2, right? It doesn't matter if people post about it. You have to tag him multiple times and say, Joe, this is the new thing that everyone's doing. Because if he sees something, he'll do it that day. You know, he'll implement it as soon as possible. But unless you directly tell him, he literally he won't know. He'll have never heard of them. So it's everyone's responsibility after this race to make Joe aware that you can cartwheel up entire staircases. And that was a really nice entry to Strut D by Limes.
Yeah. He used a new strat. I don't know who exactly found it, but the new strat, you should get an alert and a guard coming from the other side of the bridge will open the door for you.
Yeah, it's very GoldenEye-esque, that strategy, using guards to open doors for you. I think it was plywood, but it reeks of Platonic Guy, that strategy.
Ooh, bit of a shaky sensor for Limes.
What's interesting about dlimes' sensors is he uses D-pad for all of them, all of the sniping. Yeah, he uses D-pad for all of it.
And Joe is the only one going for the Cypher one left. Oh my god, Joe! Don't do this to us! And, oh no, got a carding too early.
Limes' Harrier has been absolutely perfect so far. Andy picks up the
Yeah.
ammunition, and he drops down. Will he have enough time to turn? Oh, he
Just
only had enough time
enough.
to turn for the die shots. Joe misses.
Oh no. He only gets a 3. Plus, he only got
Come on,
3.
Joe. The Harrier just doesn't work like this. Those a lot of those shots Joe was trying there, they just physically do not work. You can't hit the Harrier like that. Good leap of faith from Limes. Joe's
Yeah.
really struggling with this Harrier. This is a fight where you can lose just so much time and very easy.
Yes.
It's all we've got that fight down to a science, and we generally know if you miss this shot, if you miss this shot, you're losing a lot of time. Ends
But
it well there though.
yeah, nice backup for that one, but he still lost a lot of time for that Harrier.
For everyone watching at home, when the Harrier flies over your head, when he does the missiles, if you hit him as he's above your head, the Stinger actually does double damage. That's one of the only places you can get like a double damage shot on the Harrier. Not sure why it happens, but Joe used that technique to end the fight as quickly as he could when it went a bit astray. He still lost probably 20 seconds versus a 5+1.
Going to go in my pants.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Really don't like the
alive.
5+1. It's really hard to execute, and there's always a bit of RNG involved.
Yeah, every single time you do a 5+1, there is a chance that we have no control over that you can get what's called a low damage, where even when you get to the die shots, you don't have enough damage on the Harrier to beat the fight there. And they're both doing Chaffless. Chaffless is getting much more popular now because you can completely avoid the picking up the chaffs on the strut A roof, and you don't have to risk getting hit by the claymore.
Exactly, but you can also go pretty safe like I do and pick up the chefs at the bridge before and still get blown up by the claymore because your controller dead zones you.
Yeah, it's a tight little gap to get through on that strut A
Yeah.
roof to avoid the claymore. It's I mean, everyone's been blown up by it. At least once, everyone's been blown up by that claymore.
Exactly, the claymore is ruthless.
So they both they
Yes.
both only get shot once, and if you hug the south rail and you cartwheeling, you should only ever get hit once. So yeah, optimally Chaffs is faster, but you almost completely remove the risk of ever getting hit by the claymore, which is good too, and it's not that much different in speed.
Quick baby steps through that.
I'm going to see them in the elevator at the same time, going in different directions. Elevator high five. Now you should check out the path on dlimes' Nikita. Nikita pathing is so underrated because you can gain and lose quite a lot of time by having really nice fast straight lines. If you do it in 3 bursts like he did there, it's kind of risky. It's really easy to hit. Oh no, he's done the old Nikita. He's failed the Nikita pickup. It's rough when that happens.
At least he got it second try. I don't know if you about to pick up the Nikita and fail it, its size you can pick it up just decreases to like 10% of its original size to pick it up.
Yeah, it really does. On the second try, it becomes way harder to pick up than on the first try. You just got to make sure you're going completely straight. I always use D-pad once I get in the water,
Same.
turn completely around, and stay in the center.
Same.
I took these photos.
So Joe's had a slow burst in the middle. He slowed the Nikita right down. So it was not quite as good as Limes. It's just a small strategy game that's like a little bit underappreciated.
Just ask him what's happening if you hit the president twice.
I'm not sure. I don't think anyone's ever done that, so I don't know.
I've never seen it before. Sorry, can't tell you.
I'm interested to know how many Stingers Limes has. I think he has a whole packet of them. I think did he pick up an extra pack before the die shots?
He picked up an extra pack. You even mentioned it, that he picked up the extra pack and and he's going for swim fit.
Yeah,
He's
firing
emptying
your
his SOCOM.
It's a big signal that you're about to do a swim glitch. So we should see a good one from Limes. He's had some pretty nice ones in the league so far.
With
As I say,
with
oh,
oh,
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Limes.
commentator's curse.
I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
he just cut his loss and he's swimming. If you realize this happens, just cut your loss and swim your way to them.
This gives Joe a massive chance to catch up.
Yeah, because
Absolutely
we know
massive chance.
Joe is very capable of doing a really good swim glitch.
One cycle would gain him some time here. That's for damn sure.
For sure.
We're both just staring at him now, like, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do?
He will definitely swim glitch. He said he will always go for swim glitch. Like,
oh, he did the R1 turn setup, which is really nice.
This is what he told me to do to especially learn it. Oh, one. Okay, it will be a 2-cycle third.
Yes.
He still made up some time on lines there for sure.
For sure. Yeah, versus that failed swim glitch into swim. Can't argue with that, you really can't. Yeah, I was going to say, doing the turn with R1 is actually the way that Tyler 2022 made the guide for it, you know, long ago in the past now. I always call it the MGS3 vamp, where he holds R1 for the stinger. Because in MGS3 you have to hold R1 to get quick reloads.
I know that, but now I know it.
Yeah, really nice from Joe.
Yeah. And that he's not too far behind, but he will still lose a bit of time on the way back.
Yeah, he's going to get chopped for 8 seconds on the way back. But overall, he made up some much needed time on Limes.
Yeah.
It's not enough to completely get him back in the race at this point, but we still have plenty of game left, and he's keeping it competitive with the current.
We still have sniping, which can sometimes be RNG. I mean, we have a pretty decent setup for it, so it won't happen, but sometimes, even if you follow the setup, Emma can still fall and cost you 7 seconds, and you can't do anything against it.
Yeah, it's one of those, even with all the setup we use to prevent it from happening, it can just still happen randomly. It's rare, but we do see it. Nice frame 1 from Joe there as well, out of the water.
What also can happen is a bad judgment later. Judgment can go wrong in many directions. You can just get kicked and holden up by the guards. You can fall through the gap.
Yeah, and that's like an execution thing, and I think both these players are pretty great at executing the Jejunum. The biggest one I think will be Tengu 2, because both of them have great Tengu 2 strategies, but the fight is random to a point, and there's a huge variance in the kind of finish times that you can get.
Exactly. Like, they could do the exact same and still get like a 4-second difference.
Still plenty to play for.
Yep.
So we'll see the difference here when Joe's opening his door. Limes could obviously just swim straight through that. And I'll get you a time update in just a moment as well on the difference. It really isn't a whole lot.
I have to say, it's really surprising. I mean, I realized Joe is pretty good at the game, but he is keeping up so well with lines right now. I did not expect that.
It's really cool to see. And the gap is currently 25 seconds, which is basically nothing in this category.
Joe right now.
Oh, Joe, bit of a mishap grabbing Emma. It can be super awkward because you want to grab her and obviously drag her into the elevator. But if you're inputting a direction when you press square, you'll do a cargo throw on her, which is really slow. It will be towards the bugs. It can cause all kinds of problems.
Yeah. And also, she takes like forever to get up again.
Yep, she's painfully slow. well executed by Limes on the Shell 2 exit. No, but I was about to say no mishap on the Emma bump, but I was just watching it. Yeah, that was nice. Hopefully no phantom radios or anything like that. We have seen one in V League. When you execute that guard in Shell 2, a random radio call can go out. We don't know why it happens, but you'll get a backup team come through the door you're supposed to exit through and cause you a lot of problems. We've only seen it once so far.
Also a nice exit by Joe.
As long as he gets this. Oh no!
Oh no!
You cursed him. You've cursed him. He's got to go back. So if you fail to get Emma through the door, you have to go back and grab her from here. So that's the only.
I am so sorry, Joe.
That's the biggest problem you can have with the Emma bump is that happening. He's gonna go for it a second time. He wants redemption.
Yeah, but what on PC it's pretty safe to do on the HD collection of the game. If you don't bump her correctly, you can soft lock your whole game. And Joe is the only one crazy enough to also do it on HDC.
And a fun fact, Mayu literally said today that no one's done that in League. That's the first one.
Don't tell them. I cursed it from the beginning of League. No. I am so sorry, Joe. But I was actually hoping if this happens, it happens to Lives because I really wanted Joe to get this win. I gave him all the energy.
The gap has widened, but still, it's doable. It's not in the realms of impossibility yet.
Who knows? Maybe dlimes fall through the bridge, loses 45 seconds.
It was kind of a weird bump on Emma. She fell the opposite way that she normally falls. I wonder if it's because he nudged her twice.
I don't know. I really don't know how that happened. But it was really weird. And now we are at the more chill section of the game, which is the Twilight sniping. I really like this section because I know I'm quite to the end of the game and I just take it as a little preview before Arsenal, or more like the way to Arsenal itself and all of that happens.
Yeah, over the course of the league, I've begun to appreciate this section more and more. Because sometimes you just need it, especially if you're on like a really good run. If you're on PB run, you just need a second.
Yeah, and especially you can. I also use this section to just recap a little bit what happened before.
So I've started using turbo in this section with the AK on the ciphers to waste as few bullets as possible.
Yeah, Joe should take care to not use any AK ammo anymore on these because he's gone a bit low on them.
Yeah, you do need your AK ammo once you kill Vamp 2 and you're heading towards the Arsenal elevator. You have to take out 2 ciphers, and failing to take out those ciphers, especially the second one, means you'll get shot whilst crossing the bridge while the panels are falling out, and that can mean certain death. And because that's a time left section, you get put right back to the start of it and you lose like a minute. And it can happen to you on even like, you know, PB pace runs, right, Mayu?
Yeah, this can happen too.
And it's one of those, I think it's a room that people can get comfortable with.
Why were you directing this to me there? I still got a PB. It was my beginning of the beginning of my game, and I still got a PB even with that.
Yeah, I've lost multiple PB runs there.
But yeah, it can also happen on PB pace, and it really hurts if that happens.
It's one of those rooms you can't take any room for granted, or you're gonna lose a lot of time.
I guess it's even the most costly continue. At least I would call it like that.
Yeah, out of all the places you can continue, like realistically continue. If we could go really far-fetched, we could say dying on EF on the way to Fat Man would be more costly, but you're realistically never gonna die there.
Dying in Jejunum or stuff like that also takes like 10 years to do.
Yeah, you literally have to lie on the floor, but yeah. if you fall down the gap with an alert, you do get shot quite a lot on the way, so it could theoretically happen. I was 2 shots from death against Mac in that section.
Oh, I wasn't even like talking about this. I was actually just recapping to my own practice when I wanted to practice judgment, and we did not have the trainer.
Yeah, bless the trainer. It was really hard
Bless the
resetting
trainer,
judgment
yeah.
back then.
EMN, you are a real MVP on this game.
I've said before, but I really do attribute the huge like rise in skill level of like general skill level of all players
Yeah.
to the trainer and the ability to reset rooms constantly. I feel like just way more consistent with stuff like holds, Harrier.
Holds. I mean, I'm practicing them like every time before a race. I just go into holds and practice them.
Yeah, that's my routine. I do hold one like 30 times, and I'm like, yep, that's enough practice for today.
Like on a day before a race, I don't want to go for a full run. So I basically just go through holds because they are like the most ruthless room in this whole game.
Yep, they've certainly cost a few players over the course of the league. As I say, everyone's had it once. Everyone's at least had one continuing hold.
Yeah, and then there's Tino and me. I guess Tino and me both had more holds continues than everyone else together.
Yeah, like I don't know. Shout out Tino. He's like simultaneously the best and worst player in the world. It's like both at the same time.
What the hell? That's
It's like you don't know when you're racing him. Like you don't know what's gonna happen. It's unpredictable. Scary player to race.
Yeah, that's true. But for me, like everyone is scary to race. To be fair.
Really nice turbo
and,
vamp from Limes.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I did not see when I didn't even see him. Oh, here, Joe, going with the lul. No smiley this time. Or did I miss the smiley?
Oh, Limes 100% doing the David Wild stairs there. So recently I found that you can move upstairs more quickly. If you're unequipped and you're spamming the square button, you'll run at full speed for a few steps before slowing down. And that's one of the places I've seen most players implement it already, just because you are unequipped automatically in that section. And it was tested and also found to work in TTS as well. Oh, he missed the stairs. Missed the aerial stereo there.
Yeah, and instantly shoot on the stairs. Auto redemption.
He's done that a few times. He does shoot his gun whenever something goes wrong. Now, Limes is quite comfortably in the lead at this time, but yeah, we're going into a multiple risky sections of the game back to back. After a short break and short recap of the story from Solidus.
Okay, but by the way, I know one thing for sure. If we see this is a 61, Jill's PB is dead.
Yeah.
He will only do that if his PB is dead. Otherwise he won't.
High concentration of
See, I'm not sure on Joe's PB. I don't know how to take it, but like I wouldn't have thought this is PB pace.
I have no clue. Someone in chat said it could be.
It could be, yeah. I think the Harrier was a little bit rough, but outside of that, he has played really well.
Yes, and without the Harrier, I will say they will be neck and neck right now. Even with the Emma, even with the failed Emma bump.
Yeah, the Emma problem's probably about 12 seconds, something like that, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
So it's rough, but it isn't the absolute worst. But the Harrier was quite a time loss as well.
Just look at the time for a sec.
I'd say Limes is playing well. Yeah, Limes had the failed swim glitch. That was pretty much his only mistake, right? He's fallen on a few stairs. That's about it. Both of these players have played exceptionally well.
Yes. And it's still a really nice race. Even if Limes has his lead, I'd still say it's really nice, really entertaining race.
It's much better when he doesn't have a lead, right?
True.
Everyone wants the underdog to win. Poor Limes, it's lonely at the top. Well, it's a bit of a monk-ass cartwheel there, but
But
recovered
he
it.
got it. And no fall through the Jejunum gap. No 20 seconds plus time loss.
Yeah, he did the punch on the Tengu to get the cleaner line when he cartwheeled
Yeah.
through.
It's roughly a minute between the two right now. I just timed when they opened the codec. Yeah, Limes is getting through his codex while Joe enters Jejunum.
I'm gonna switch to Joe's sound when he enters the ascending
Yeah,
colon.
please.
Just because I know Joe.
Yeah, he will go for it. He will definitely go for it. It's Joe. I won't be sad if he will.
Damn kid.
Oh no, he got alert.
Moron.
He should be okay as long as he as long as you
He
get
did
through
not
that first
get shot
guard.
down. That's good.
Damn kid.
It's only when the first guard's
Moron.
up that he'll shoot you as you're
Yeah.
cartwheeling through. Right, I switched the sounds. Let's see.
Good. Wait, I don't have sound on there, have I? It's not giving me sound. Oh, there we go.
Oh, he didn't play it. The PB must be on. It must be on.
Yeah. No way.
That's the only reason I could see Joe not playing the Scissors 61
Yeah,
codec.
Same.
And Tengu won for
Yep.
Limes. He's going to take the left side. Left side's become pretty standard. We used to go to the right. We used to do all kinds of crazy stuff, but he's going to shoot these two guards at the back, and then he's going to try and PPK on the door in order to glitch through the door, and he gets it perfectly first time.
Left side was kind of my contribution because I found out you could leave a guard alive, which makes it easier to line up for the Tengu split. This is my contribution to this category.
Yeah, you get multiple opportunities to do the door glitch, but I find that like in recent times, certainly in this league, we haven't really seen many people fail the Tengu 1 door. In the past, like even as far back as the tournament in May, it was a section of risk during the race. Like commentators would be like, "Oh, are they going to make the door skip first try?" And it's just a thing that people do now.
Yeah.
It's again, it's just the skill.
No.
The skill in this game's gone up so much.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, for me, I started in a time where I should feel bad for not making the Tengu first try.
It's all relative. I mean, like Joe's going to do the right side here. He'll shoot all the guards down. I think. No, he's going to leave that one
He'll
up.
leave it, yeah. But this one guard is my contribution to the game. I'm proud of that one.
Now frame zero Emma swim.
Yeah,
As well.
Frame Zero Emma swim is also.
Really fast Tengu 2 from Limes.
Yes.
Joe's going to do the same. Oh, he hasn't done the. Oh, so risky.
Oh god, this was so close.
If you're going to shoot that guard with the stinger, you really need to fire a couple of pistol shots at him, because it makes him block with the sword and makes him stand still, which sets it up so you can shoot him with a stinger. Because the guards can block bullets with the sword, but they can't block stinger missiles.
Sound like someone you know, Jack.
Access for a second at door.
I'm sorry. But
I
I've
wonder how
made
competitive
you
Mayo and Mac will
and their
been
plan
if they were in the summer tournament.
Solid Snake's sudden appearance.
Like
I'd love to go
Motorcycle.
back and take a look at like the average times in that tournament versus the average
Yeah.
times now. Worlds apart.
One thing which is also not to underestimate is like the stuff which got found, all the time saves, etc.
No, yeah, absolutely, that's true too.
I guess like with the skill, I would call myself the skill I'm having right now, like let's say a few months ago, I would count myself at like high 108, low 109, something like that.
I wonder if Lime's... Yeah, he's going for it. He's going for the right ray first. This
And
is
he's
nuts. This will
got it.
save... Oh my god, it's ridiculous. That saves a full second on the normal ray strat, and it's so hard. Even with the trainer like resetting constantly, like that is really hard to pull off. I've only seen Limes and Platonic so far go for it in League, I believe.
Yes.
Right side rays.
Squeeze the answers out of you
For a long
instead,
time, there was a
my
myth
son.
that you could shoot all three in the head before any of them jump on stage, and people used to say this all the time. People used to say, "Oh yeah, the fastest way to kill the ray is just shoot them all in the mouth before they jump on stage," and it's literally not possible. There was a lot of myths that had to be dispelled.
And he loves to do that.
It's
Just
not
have
him
like
I want the answers from.
it's only possible on boss survival.
Yeah, but you know, there was a genuine myth going around that it was achievable in full game, which it's not.
I mean, it kinda is. If you go for the right one first, it's not jumping on stage.
Joe going with much more standard rays. Very clean. Very nice.
No safe boss by him either. I want to say I've done it on VE.
And Limes with a Solidus to finish off. Ignore the RTA clock because it's wrong, because we didn't stop it when they paused earlier for the bit of technical difficulties.
Yeah, that I will be surprised if they will end at like 58 minutes.
Limes gets the short dash, which saves a full second. Solidus will pick a side to dash to. If you're far enough away from him, he'll dash to the nearer side, which saves a second. It's really instrumental in speeding up this fight. You've also got to hope for a bit of good RNG. You want... Oh my god, he got so lucky. People's elbow. And the fire cancelled his block as well, so he could react a little bit faster. And extremely nice.
Time.
Oh, I did the wrong one.
Do you remember this place?
Extremely nice fight from Limes. He even did the parry.
Yes. Really nice.
remember
GG
now.
to Limes.
Excellent showing. Really, really strong showing. Joe had the odd mishap, but I think he played really, really well too.
Even with all of his mistakes that happened, the Harrier, the failed Emma bump, he still did amazing, and he still kept it close.
Yeah.
One thing to mention, he had a longer pause in there when we had the technical difficulties.
That's true as well. He was paused for longer.
I was never paused. Limes, it actually was paused, but like halfway through the intermission. Only professionals here, but I completely forgot about the timer.
What's wrong with you?
Oh, Joe gets knocked down. His Solidus is looking a bit like mine right now.
Die.
Yeah, he tried to parry and gets the second parry really nice, and that's time for Joe as well.
Do you remember this?
GG to both, and they are probably both going to come up to the VoIP. Here's Limes now.
Hello, Limes.
Well, that was interesting to say the least. I've never really had tech issues like that before with my own stream, but you know, it happens.
One of those things.
I guess I'll recap the run. I had a very bad fortune for some reason. Don't exactly know why. Aims was mediocre. I abandoned swim glitch because it was pretty obvious. Aside
Yeah,
from
look
that,
for it.
aside from that, it's fine. It's a decent run. I think it'll be like a 102.26 or something. I have no idea. I'm just guessing. So I'm fairly happy with it, all things considered. And hats off to Joe for keeping it close. Like, I know he got his turbo working today, but I really didn't expect him to be as close as what he was until the tech issues and stuff. So hats off to you, dude.
Yeah, the only thing I gotta say is just ban me from races from here on out because I just caused tech problems.
You suck. You suck. You are just a magnet of tech
Oh my
issues.
god.
Like
I don't know what it
to
was, but
me,
like we were
to
both dropping
me.
frames and then you
Oh my god.
disconnected and then oh my god, it was I don't
No,
know, but
you
yeah.
are not gonna win by forfeit. I guarantee you that. I would not make that happen.
No, I mean we were only 20 minutes in and I would have said, hey, we're the last race. I would have done a re-race right then and there rather than accept a DNF.
Uh,
But yeah, it
yeah.
was I just learned the rapid fire today. I did like maybe like half a run just kind of
No way.
practicing how to use it.
Joe,
Uh
I'm sorry I cursed your Emma bump. I said Joe
Big
was
time.
yeah,
she has
I
the
don't know
ball.
what happened with it. That was the
Yes.
first and only time she ever did that to me like that,
Yes.
and I was furious because any
I gotta
chance
look at
I
that
had,
clip.
any chance
First
I
of
had of coming back was done with that, and I was just so
First of
furious
all,
with her.
I said before the race, no one has done it before, and then I cursed you by saying he had really clean exit, and then Emma fell,
Okay,
and I was like,
I just watched that clip for the first time. Are you kidding me? What is that?
She dives the opposite direction. It was nuts.
I am scared to death of that stupid bump now. Are you for real?
I have to watch it as
No.
well. Where is it?
She literally
Oh,
flies. It's some like monk ass movement up
Like I
toward her.
almost would rather have her just fall through the floor and soft lock just so we could say we finally have it on PC rather than her, you know, essentially putting the nail in the coffin on what was possible for
It's
me.
almost
But
I am
like you went for a
terrified now.
double bump and then changed your mind at the last second and went for a single bump, and that kind of like
So
hesitant movement is what
Uh,
caused it.
I don't know. It didn't feel any different to me, but like when I saw it happen, yeah, something was off. And even before that, rapid firing into picking up the Nikita and starting the Harrier fight both got me in trouble, especially the Harrier. And I had a funny feeling it was going to happen, and sure enough, it did. And I tried to make it up, but you know, it is what it is. But I do like the rapid fire for like skipping all like the busy work, like mashing through all the codecs and
yeah,
cutscenes, particularly at the end of the run. Um, but I mean, the only thing that made me relatively, I guess, positive was just, you know, I saw he was having trouble, ditched it. I went for it, almost got a one cycle, then went for two to play it safe. Got that to work, but then Emma, oh Emma,
yeah, I'm scared to crap now. Like, are you? Bump sucks.
I don't
You're
know.
gonna
Like I said,
handhold her
I
through the
almost would
door
have
now.
rather just ever fall
No.
through the floor and then just, you know, that way we could say we finally had it happen on PC. Would have made it for like something.
I see a soft lock on PC. I'm done unless it's PB attempts. Like I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I mean, it was like after that, I just kind of like went, I don't know, downhill. I just didn't really give a f anymore. But I mean, I just tried to finish it out. I mean, I
I
even skipped the scissors codec, which is something I don't
yeah,
usually do when I know
that's
it's
what we
over.
were
I
like
put your
concerned
sound on.
about.
I
Yeah,
put your sound
we
on
even
because I
put the
thought you were
sound
gonna
on
play
for
it.
you.
No, I mean, I tried to finish it just anyway. You know, we already had the delay, and you know, with the RTMP stuff.
I mean, Joe, you had a time with some rooms, obviously, but outside of that, you played so solidly,
Yeah.
mate. Like you were looking really strong there.
Yeah,
You
and
told
I
me
guess
to
what can also add some enlightenment was when I was up to Harrier, I was actually minus 18 ahead on my PB pace, which
Wow.
is 103.23. Then Harrier took it all away, and then Emma
Oh
added
no.
another. What was it quick maths? She added like another 11, or no, it was more
No,
than
more
that.
than that. It's gotta be more than that.
Oh no, it's 21. Yeah, sorry, I can't
Yeah,
add math.
sounds right.
But yeah, it was just. I'm not gonna say what it is, but like on my splits, I mean, it was looking pretty good. I mean, I was happy to see what I was getting, and then you know, it was just one wrong, you know, pickup with the stinger, and I almost considered. Like I was hesitant using the rapid fire and the Harry, which is why I didn't pick it up the way I did because I was trying to like turn it off, and
That's
it
not
screwed it up.
something I was gonna say that's not something you want to do without practicing it. It did look weird, so that probably is what happened. But you almost ended your run at hold 2. That roll towards the boxes is so dangerous, and like you literally just got lucky with how one of the Marines
Yeah.
fell. He should have
Oh, you
100%
talking about
caught
like
you.
the? Oh yeah, tanker, dude.
Yeah, hold 2. It should have
Oh
been
my
game
god,
over there
I
and then.
was, dude, my heart was pounding with that, but I was like, no.
We were freaking out, mate.
Oh
We
my
were
god,
actually
you
freaking
were
Yeah.
out.
freaking out. I was the one doing it. I was like, oh my god, I can't
No,
believe I got away with that.
my heart stopped for a solid 3 seconds there.
God, if it wasn't for the disconnect, I actually had a chance to get my heart rate to go down a little bit. Oh yeah, but yeah, it was, yeah. Despite that, I mean, it was fun racing limes again.
Yeah.
I am gonna use the rapid fire further. It's just, I think it was whatever I could do with early learning in, I don't know, like a few hours and maybe like a
Anyway,
run or two.
Joe, Platonic just had a nice objection. Next time I race you, Emma softlock is happening if the race goes that far.
Hey man, I mean that's quality content. We can finally say it's possible on PC.
Please no. Please no. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah, it's it's. I knew it was gonna be a tough race, and sometimes you can be your own worst enemy. But it's.
But you still did so well.
I tried to keep it close as best I could, and that's pretty much all I could do. And then Emma, oh my god, that's. I still can't get over that. I was like, are you kidding me? I even did it in practice, was just fine. I don't know. I have to look back at it, but I was just so shocked. I couldn't even believe it. And I had to reset my auto splitter back because I was like, I have to fucking go back for her. Are you kidding me? just give me your key card and I'll just move on without you. I'll swim to the other side of the foil fence section. Oh my god. If only. Hey, I heard there's a bounty for $1,000 if somebody finds a skip like that. Or any kind of big skip.
Yes.
Wow, that sucks. Most people would say that's good, but I think that, yeah, that's worse than what I thought. Damn.
257. Wow, that sucks. Are you kidding me, Lines? Like,
I know, yeah. You can do one, mate. The 102.37 in a race. Can't have it all. Failed swim glitch, etc. It was a good run.
Yeah.
I mean, did you get hung
Whatever.
up on the opposite wall when you tried to swim glitch?
Yeah,
Yes,
I started to go the opposite wall. I wasn't getting any height at all, and then I just said screw it after like about 3/4 of a cycle. I didn't even try again. So that
Okay,
lost
I
me.
figure that's what happened because I saw you like dip down as I saw you almost like you were gonna attempt it, and then I was like, oh wait, he's giving it up.
Yeah, I mean, combined with not doing it plus the fails, that was probably loss of 20. And then you have the other issues. It adds up to 40 of time loss, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
fail Emma makes me reconsider doing Emma bump.
Wonder if this works with rapid fire. I never actually got it this far during the
It,
practice I did.
it does. Just let go at the proper time.
Oh shit! I didn't even get a chance to read it. It was 103.53.
103.53,
Yeah,
53,
53,
103.53.
yeah.
Yeah, I have my live split up so I can verify. I can even screen cap it.
We can see it on the stream. It comes up for a little bit.